I realized there was something I totally forgot to post, and that was my line lock install on the car. Okay, so to make it short and sweet, basically it's just like the old SLP rebuildable line lock setup. It's from Sam Biondo Racing, or I think it's Sam, maybe, or Biondo, whatever. Anyways, this is how I installed it. Now, these are going to be some older videos because I did patch this here and there. It took me a while because it was like 100 degrees and like 110 with the heat index. So it's going to be patched in with a few different videos, but you'll get the gist. It's been 10 years almost since I've been to the track, and the one day I'm like, look, no kids, me and the wife, we can make a day out of it. They close it because they're reprepping it, which I'm thankful, you know, whatever, that's great. The next time I do get to go, it'll be great. So I got the canopy out, and it's still blistering hot here. I've been working on a couple of things, but I did get the wiring for the line lock sorted out. So I got the switch and the activation switch. I got the push button momentary all installed. Now, a quick recap on how it works. Arm it. You hear it clicking? That right there is the line lock activation. You'll hold this in as long as it's held in. Line lock is active. You let it go, front wheels will be unlocked. Now I have my power wire run. So I have obviously plenty of it. But now I have to basically decide where I'm going to plumb in the solenoid. It is legit 92 degrees and the heat index is over 100. I legit, the last time I went to the track was July 2nd of 2015. So if I went again, it would be July 3rd of 2025. A 10-year gap with a car that I hopefully maybe a hair faster than that 1360 I busted out then at 97 mile an hour. I really kind of doubt it, but you know, wishful thinking. So here we are, day 2 of doing the line lock, and not because it's hard, but because it's hot. Here's literally the heat I'm dealing with, and it's not so much the temperature, it's the humidity. I'm not built for this, but I kind of am. I'd much rather this than, you know, the alternative, which is snow, and we all know I don't really care for snow because I can't do fun stuff in it. So I've traced all the lines down, and as mentioned before, where the MC1 port comes out, I see right in here, there's my little ghetto rig there for that, but right down here where the brake lines come down, it splits off. And not necessarily splits off, but that's where the MC1 and MC2 lines run. But also, you have to watch out. There's a third line there because that goes to the driver's side front caliper. So I identified which line it was. And that line right there, I'm going to probably take the front bumper off the car. So that way I can make a bracket to mount the line lock actually behind the bumper to follow in line with the actual brake line itself. And the brake line I'm talking about is literally that front one right there to, well, can't even hardly get down in here, but it's literally the one furthest this way. Now you can see it's a tight fit, but that brake line runs along there. I'm gonna make a bracket that bolts to the bottom of the frame, just like that radiator mount there, and I'll line the line lock right there. So for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the front bumper so that way I have access to those lines. I'll go ahead and fab a bracket up, and then I'll be able to judge where I want to actually split the line with the pipe cutter. Now, since the line lock is an inline unit, it's not going to be bad. You're just going to split it. You're going to double flare it on these 2 nuts that I have mounted here, and that way it'll just be basically a part of the system, as it really should be, obviously, because it is. But this is marked master cylinder in right there, and then brake out. Now, once we get this all plumbed up, we're obviously going to have to bleed the brakes. So you're probably going to need a second person unless you have you know, a brake bleeder system, whatever. I don't, so I have, you know, 3 teenagers that have feet, so I'm gonna use them. So once this heat here cools off, then I'll get into the part to where we start bleeding it, and then we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna see how well it works. And day 3, bumpers off. We have access to a brake line right here, and it's gonna be this front one. And we're probably gonna build a bracket right off the bottom of the frame here to kind of just complete the circuit where the line lock will be in between. Cut a section out, boom. All right, so the way it's going to be set up, as you can see here, it's labeled brake. The other side is labeled MCN. Here's our main line. I'm gonna turn, mount this way. Basically, it's gonna be in line like this. I'm going to have a couple straps come from the frame, come down, mount to here. So it'll be mounted up, at least one, and then it'll be cut here and cut here. I've marked it. So what I'm gonna do is this section that comes out of there, I'm gonna practice double flaring before I do the main sections. All right, so now I have my little section of tubing that I'm gonna practice on. 2 things here. For one, make sure you have a drip bucket underneath there. Brake fluid is, it doesn't seem like it's too bad, but it's pretty nasty stuff, especially on paint. Do not touch your paint with brake fluid. It will peel it off. Also, make sure you have something with a 45-degree chamfer. So whatever tubing cutter you have, make sure it either has a deburring tool in it, or get you something with a 45-degree chamfer to clean out this inner bore so you can get the actual double flaring tool in there, because it has a post that goes inside of the actual tubing. You're doing this on a 99 to 04 Mustang. I don't know about the others, but they have like this rubberized coating on them. So that's gonna have to be cleaned off, because it makes the line a lot thicker than the 3/16 is supposed to be. And the actual fittings won't fit down on it. So, and also it makes it one heck of a time to flare. So once all said and done, should look something like this. Now it's to test and see if it's gonna leak or not. All right, so it's extremely hot, as you can see. Still playing here in this warmer weather. I've ditched the hat, I've ditched the glasses because they just weren't really working for me. Now what I can say is I had to remake the flares about 3 freaking times to finally get the right touch, and that's why that extra little piece comes in handy. Now this is the final product other than making the bracket. So it fits, it's good, we'll be fine. Now if you don't like the placement of where the line lock is, they do sell the kits. Now this line lock is literally identical to the old SLP line lock kits, and they had their own, the tubing's already pre-bent and everything. If you can find one of those kits because they're discontinued, then please by all means get that. It goes right under the master cylinder. It's beautiful, it's a great kit. But since I couldn't do that, I figured the easiest way without me having to go crazy and get metric fittings and mix match SAE and metric, I went ahead and just split the line and put it in there and practiced making the flares. So you can do it however you want, but this works for me. Just make sure, however you make it and wherever you put it, that the actual solenoid and the lines are out of the way of any debris, anything on the ground. Make sure you have plenty of ground clearance. And now we gotta show you guys it works. Why not? I told you, that video was cut, chopped, skewed, and still is right now. So it's been patched together over a few days worth of work. It was in the hundreds in the heat index and even hit 100 on the actual temperature a few times. So anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.